Hi, I'm Theresa, and I'm here with Michele Chandler of Puddings Matter, and we have her King George and Little Prince George Christmas puddings today. So, what the heck is a Christmas pudding?
Well, Theresa, Christmas pudding goes back about 300 years. It is a traditional heritage dessert that was made originally by George I. George I resurrected the tradition of this dessert for Christmas celebrations.
Resurrected it from what? Why had it died?
It had left because there had been a movement towards austerity, and when the Quakers left for North America.
No, we don't want austerity, it's Christmas. We want decadence, right?
Well, George thinks the way you do.
Okay.
So George
he did.
decided that he was going to bring back the puddings, and so hence he's called the Pudding King. He was given the nickname of the Pudding King, which is why we called ours the King George. Well, the dessert is basically 70% dried fruit, and the process of making a pudding is a very long, luxurious process. So I call it the original slow food. It takes about 2 weeks from start to finish to make a pudding. We start by macerating the fruit.
Which fruit?
Well, we work with 11 different types of fruit.
11?
Yeah.
Okay.
We use 2 types of raisins. We use currants. We use 2 types of peel. And then we use an assortment of other fruits like figs, apricots, pear, and mango. Nice. We also use a lot of ginger, which gives it a wonderful tang. And what we would start with is we would take all the fruits. You want to try?
Sure.
Throw them in the bowl.
All right. See how laborious this is, in fact. This long, luxurious, slow food of a pudding. I love raisins. I could eat them all day. Do I get to soak it in brandy too?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I'm going to get sticky fingers. Maybe that's what the spoon is for. I always have thought. I've always got to get my mitts right and everything, but...
That's the candied peel, which gives it a nice sweetness.
All right. Some more salt. These are
golden raisins. Yes, they're sultanas.
Lovely.
Okay.
And then do I need to chop this?
We're not going to we won't put the ginger in, but usually we do chop it up.
Okay.
And then we take the hot water and brandy mixture.
Okay.
And we pour it on top. Just use about half that because you just want to make the batter wet but not steeping.
Okay.
Okay. And stir it up.
Carried away there.
Now here, the tradition before you start stirring, the Sunday before. The Sunday before.
This doesn't smell like Sunday to me.
The Sunday before Advent is known in the UK as Stir Up Sunday. And Stir Up Sunday was when the family would get together and make the whole batter. So what they would do is they would assemble that plus some breadcrumbs and some flour, some sugar and some fat. And they would stir the batter 3 times from east to west, which was the direction the wise men walked.
Each person stirred it.
Each person got to stir it 3 times from east to west. So that's right. That's east to west. Yeah.
So, and it's only the fruit that's macerated yet.
That's
and it's
right.
Still a heavy stir, smelling fabulous. And 3, is this going to bring me good luck or something?
It will.
Excellent.
So you would make a wish after you've done your 3 stirs. There you go.
Done.
So then the batter would sit for, with its other ingredients, in a cool place in the family home for a week. And that would be until Advent, which would be the next Sunday.
Okay.
And on that Sunday, the pudding would be put into bowls and basins, as they're called pudding basins, and they would be steamed. But an old pudding is a good pudding. So that pudding that would be made this year would probably be used for next year's Christmas, and they would pull out the pudding they made last year for this year.
How'd they keep it from going off?
They would just keep it in a cool cellar. It would, in the olden days, you had cold cellars and just well wrapped and airtight.
Right.
Or they would, in today's day, you could keep them in the fridge or the freezer.
I imagine the good amount of booze in here doesn't hurt either.
It's a wonderful preservative.
There you are, of people and fruit.
That's right.
So
That's right. So that would be put. So what would happen is then what we do now is we would do the same thing. We would macerate our fruit for 24 hours instead of the week. And then we would take the batter and we would steam the batter for 4 hours. And that goes in a luxurious water bath. So we steam them in pudding basins, which is a half-round bowl, like the shape of this pudding. And we would steam them for 4 hours covered. And then when we would pull them out, we would pour a little bit more, just pure brandy on top of them to age them. Because an old pudding, as I said, is a good pudding. And we let them set for 2 weeks before we actually pack them up.
Okay, so there's another ritual on how we serve this. You're supposed to light a pudding, aren't you?
You are.
Why are we lighting a pudding? Why did people light a Christmas pudding?
When you get your pudding steamed, as it would be, or when you brought your pudding to to out from storage. You would probably bring it out 3 or 4 weeks. And what you would do is you put a little bit of brandy on it each week.
Okay.
In between, just to age it even more and to mellow it, because the
No,
brandy.
each week, not each day?
No, each week. Each week,
Oh.
if you're a zealot. But I think you.
I don't use brandy. I use rum. I've been putting rum on mine every day.
Oh well.
So is mine going to explode?
I would just hope that you have the fire extinguishers close should you choose to set it on fire.
All right.
But we can also talk a little bit about, in the olden days, puddings were made with coins.
Right. My mom used to do that. She used to put a coin in our birthday cakes. She used to wrap it up in plastic wrap and pop it in.
That's right. And so
But you don't want to put plastic in something you're going to light on fire, right? So
well, you could put it in today's puddings. You can take a piece of wax paper or parchment and put a coin in it and just slid it in.
More heritage
and
as well.
A little bit more
Right.
heritage. And when I was a child, that was always a bunch of the kids would get together and we would all sort of take the pudding apart quickly to find out who found the coin.
And what's the significance of the coin?
It was guaranteeing you wealth for the following year.
Perfect.
Okay.
Did that work?
At 5, I don't know if I paid attention.
And so you're supposed to light a Christmas pudding, right?
You are.
Okay.
You are.
How
You
do
don't
you do-
have to, but you can. It's fun to do.
Of course. Why not have a flaming dessert if you can? So how do we do it?
So what we
Can I do it?
you can definitely do it.
Great.
So
Okay, how do we do it?
we have some warmed brandy.
Okay.
I grabbed some
All
warmed
right.
brandy here.
Thank you. Here's the
Okay.
brandy that you've nicely warmed for me.
Okay, and then you can
Am I
pour a
gonna pour-
little
you
bit
can-
over top.
Okay. A little bit, like, tell me how
A
much.
tablespoon.
Whoa.
Perfect.
We're good.
That's
We're good.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Why have we warmed the brandy?
Because if you don't warm the brandy, it won't flame. So you need
Oh.
to have it to a certain temperature.
Okay. I better hurry up then. Okay. Here we go. Just on top like
Yes.
that? Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And does it do anything to enhance the flavor, the flaming, or the look of the pudding, or is it just for the fun of the
It's
presentation?
more for the fun of the presentation. It really is.
Well,
And so all of those sauces can be served warm and can be kept on the side. And so, yes, you have a warm dessert with a warm sauce. And it's a wonderful way to end a Christmas
I
dinner.
love a Christmas meal. Great. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Theresa.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.